Toyota is developing a new engine that it claims will change the entire automobile industry game. While the whole world is blindly running in the race of electric cars, there is one company that is quietly moving in a different direction, and that is Toyota. While other automakers have accepted EV as the only way of the future, Toyota has done what no one had even imagined. Their engineers have created an engine that has shaken the foundation of the entire EV market. Let's know about the strategy that has brought a new twist in the EV race, and you will also be surprised to know about it. Before we go into details about it, subscribe to the channel so that you can get information about technology first. Today, Tesla, BYD, and many leading companies in the world are considering electric vehicles as the solution of the future and are rapidly investing in that direction. Governments are also making subsidies and policies to promote EVs. But the reality is that, in the current situation, the whole world is not ready to fully adopt EVs at once. The biggest challenge is the charging infrastructure. Even today, there are not enough charging stations in many cities and rural areas. On the other hand, metals used in EV batteries, such as lithium, cobalt, and so on, are rare and expensive, whose mining affects both the environment and human rights. Apart from this, the availability of electricity and the capacity of the grid are also in question. If crores of people start charging electric vehicles simultaneously, the current energy system may collapse. Electric vehicles still prove to be limited in long-distance travel, heavy cargo transportation, and cold areas. Therefore, the reality today is that EVs are definitely a part of the future, but their solution is not possible for everyone and everywhere today. Toyota's not hopping on the electric bandwagon like other car makers. Why does Toyota think the world isn't ready to go all in on electric vehicles just yet? They're worried that pushing everyone to electric vehicles too fast could backfire, leaving people with fewer affordable or practical options. Instead of chasing the electric vehicle hype like Tesla or Rivian, Toyota's taking a different road, one that says electric cars aren't the only answer. Now don't get it twisted, Toyota isn't scared of change. These are the folks who brought us the Prius back in 1997, the world's first big-deal hybrid car. That was a game-changer. The Prius mixed gas and electric power, paving the way for cleaner cars when EVs weren't even a thing. Toyota's betting on hybrids and even hydrogen power instead of going all electric. They believe this mix keeps driving practical and affordable for more people, especially in places where charging stations or EV batteries aren't ready for prime time. Back in 2021, Toyota made a bold move that got people talking. At the COP26 Climate Summit, automakers were asked to sign a pledge to stop selling gas-powered cars by 2040. Most jumped on board. But Toyota? While places like California, the EU, Canada, and Australia are making big plans to ban new gas cars by 2035, Toyota's waving a caution flag. Sure, those laws sound great for the planet, but there's a catch. Not every country is set up for EVs. Toyota sells cars in over 200 countries, and many of them don't have enough charging stations, reliable electricity, or the cash to support electric cars. Imagine trying to drive an EV in a place with no chargers or spotty power. It's a recipe for frustration. And Toyota? They're not just about selling cars. They're focused on making sure people can still get around, especially in places where the power grid is shaky or gas is easier to come by than electricity. Now let's zoom in on a key player. Akio Toyota, Toyota's former CEO, who was in charge until 2023. This guy wasn't your typical suit. Unlike other car company bosses, he spoke his mind. And boy did he shake things up. Toyota wasn't anti-EV, he made that clear, but he didn't think electric cars were the perfect fix for every driver out there. He called out the EV hype, warning that pushing them too fast could lead to big headaches. While other companies were racing to keep up with Tesla, Toyota had Toyota doubling down on hybrids, hydrogen-powered cars, and even better gas engines. Instead of going all in on EVs, they explored options that didn't force everyone to ditch combustion engines completely. This approach ruffled feathers. Industry bigwigs and environmental groups weren't thrilled, accusing Toyota of dragging its feet, but Toyota didn't budge. They believed mixing different technologies, hybrids, hydrogen, and improved gas engines, was the smarter way to cut emissions while keeping cars affordable and practical for everyone. Toyota's playing the long game, positioning itself as the go-to brand for people who need options beyond EVs. While everyone's obsessed with electric vehicles right now, Toyota's cooking up a different plan, one that might just shake things up. But to get why Toyota's so into this alternative, we've got to dig into the not-so-glamorous side of EVs, the hidden bumps in the EV road. EVs are all the rage. You can't watch TV without seeing a sleek new electric car zooming across the screen, promising a futuristic, eco-friendly ride. Governments are hyping them up, pledging to phase out gas cars for good. At first glance, EVs seem like the ultimate weapon against climate change and pollution. But there's a catch, and it's not getting enough airtime. Toyota's not alone in raising an eyebrow. Even EV fans are starting to ask some real talk questions. Are electric cars really as green as they seem? Can we even make enough batteries for everyone to drive an EV? What happens when millions of cars plug in at once? Will the power grid hold up? Here's the deal. Laws pushing for all electric car sales by 2035, just a decade away, sound bold and exciting. But Toyota's saying, whoa, let's pump the brakes and think this through. They're not anti-EV, they just see some big hurdles that need solving first. You've probably heard that electric vehicles are awesome for saving cash on gas, and yeah, that's a big win. But Toyota's pointing out some big what-ifs about EVs that we need to think about. Let's break it down. Right now, only about 1% of cars worldwide are electric. That's a tiny slice of the pie. But imagine if that jumps to 10%, 20%, or even 50% of all cars. Sounds cool, right? Well, here's the catch. More EVs mean way more demand for electricity. Toyota's done the math, and they say if EVs take over, the US alone would need to boost its power supply by 40% by 2030. That's like building a ton of new power plants in just a few years. So where's all that electricity going to come from? Many power grids are already stretched thin. In California, blackouts hit almost every summer. In Europe, energy shortages have been a headache since the Ukraine war messed with gas supplies. Now add millions of EVs trying to charge up, especially during heat waves or storms when everyone's already cranking the AC. That could spell trouble. And here's the real twist. A lot of the world's electricity still comes from fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. So even if your EV isn't guzzling gas, the power plant charging it might be burning dirty fuel. Problem is, we're running low on lithium, and getting more isn't easy. Most of it comes from places like Chile, Argentina, and Australia, where mining it sucks up tons of water, wrecks local ecosystems, and pollutes the land. In some spots, entire communities are left without drinking water because lithium mining hogs it all. Not exactly the green vibe EVs are supposed to have, right? So while EVs might seem clean on the road, the process to make their batteries can be pretty messy, both for the planet and for people. Here's the deal. EVs are pricey. Even with government discounts, the average electric car in the US costs over $50,000, compared to about $35,000 for a regular gas-powered car. So, are EVs the future? Maybe. But it's clear the road to a fully electric world is more complex than it seems. From power grids and battery materials to affordability and infrastructure, there are real challenges we can't ignore. The technology is promising, but it's not a silver bullet. As the world races toward an electric future, maybe it's time we ask not just how fast we can get there, but whether we're truly ready for the journey. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments. What do you think? Is the EV revolution moving too fast or not fast enough?